Up next is Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo. Izzo enters his 17th season with the Spartans and returns two starters from last year's team, led by preseason Wooden Award candidate Draymond Green. Coach, we'll go ahead and start with an opening statement and then open it up for questions.
I'm trying to think who our second starter is. This is why I love football more than basketball, because if I taped something across their forehead in basketball, probably some player would sue me, but in football they get to do that with the helmets. We have a team that I'm very excited about. It's been an interesting 10, 12 practices because of the number of guys that are new, either to Michigan State or new positions, like Keith Appling, who played the two, is now playing the point. And, we got the Brandon Wood kid who transferred in, at the two, and he's got some experience, but no Michigan State experience. Brandon Dawson, Travis Trice are new guys. So we got a lot of new guys. Draymond Green is right now our mainstay. It's a pretty good mainstay to have. I think he's improved his body even more. I look back since his freshman year. He's just been constantly getting better. He's kind of the consummate college player right now because he's been in school 4 years. He's improved each and every year. He's probably one of the more intelligent basketball players I've ever coached. He has a great understanding of the game and has proved his shooting a lot. But maybe the most important thing for us this year, we look back at our little drop last year, would be his leadership ability. He and Austin Thornton, I think, are going to bring valuable leadership. Dede is kind of in the same sentence with a Magic Johnson or a Mateen Cleaves or a Travis Walton as far as his leadership ability, not being afraid to hear his own voice, not afraid to disagree, sometimes too often. But, I love that about him, and I think he's going to bring that to this team. After that, it's just a lot of new guys. And, losing Delvon Rowe, a couple weeks ago, in fairness to Delvon, he gave me everything he had for 3 years. I mean, I was at his game, the first game of his senior year of high school, when his injury happened. He's had knee surgery after knee surgery. And when he got back this summer and couldn't work out all summer and then started working out in September and the knee swelled up, it was just to the point where couldn't go anymore. He's a kid that started 2 or 3 years, started in 2 Final Fours. And when you lose a kid like that, or a Corey Lucius during the season, you don't always get a chance to recruit to that. With all those negatives, I guess, the positive is I love the way my team has practiced. I love the fact that we're playing with more of the grit that I think most people are used to seeing us play with. I think it's a year that it would have been nice to have one of those schedules that you could build into it. And I decided, let's go schedule Duke and Carolina and tell these freshmen, if you think you're better than you are, you're going to learn quick, you're not. But that's going to be a plus also, because we as coaches, they as players, are going to have a better understanding of where they are right off the bat. And the name of the game is to get better each and every game, not worry about what you do in November, but worry about more in February and March. So that's what we plan on being. Hopefully a little better defensively. And I think, in fairness to last year, a lot of reasons why you struggle a little bit, and not all bad. We had a ton of injuries we had to overcome, and I think we've learned from that, and I think it was good for all of us. So, questions I'll answer.
Thank you, Coach. I'll start here on the right.
Yeah, hey, Coach, right here. Thoughts on Russbyrd? I know he's been banged up, had a series of injuries. Where is he now? What are you hoping to get from him?
Well, he's practicing. After a year and a half, he's practicing. Not every day, but he is probably our best pure shooter, number one. He's 6'7", done a heck of a job with his body as he was laid up for the 3 different stress fracture surgeries he had. But this one seems to have taken. As far as the injury itself, he seems to be very, very good right now. Now he just has to get back that year and a half he lost. But I'm excited. I think Russell could be a key part as the season goes on. Early on, as I say, he's just starting to practice with our team. But it's been a positive.
Along the aisle on the left.
Coach, we've seen Draymond, at press conferences and laughed at a lot of his jokes and things. How does a guy with a big personality like that affect his teammates, and how easy or difficult is it for you to coach him when you want to get the best out of him and have the best influence out of him, but without him being maybe a little too extreme with some of his comments?
Yeah, he gets there. It's his personality, as they say, and we've curbed that the best we can to mold him in, just like we would a jump shot or a body or academic progress, anything else. But he has a couple things that you can't coach, He's got incredible passion for basketball and for Michigan State. But it's not just Michigan State. I mean, he played for Matt Painter this summer and loved every minute of it. He likes teammates on every team he plays against. He gets along with somebody. He's a people person guy, but yet he's got a little nastiness to him. I mean, he can be a jerk when he wants to be. So, I'm not worried about him just being a comical guy that says stuff off the top of his head. I think he thinks about things. I think he understands. He's got as good an understanding of the game of basketball as anybody I've had. So, we need him to be the leader. We need him vocally, but we need him for so many other things. We got to make sure we keep his mind on the prize.
Left-hand side here.
Tom, how natural is Appling as a point guard? And when you recruited him, did you think that he might be able to play there in a pinch if you needed him?
In a pinch, I thought Appling could play there. I didn't recruit him as a point guard, even though he played some in high school. I thought we'd still have Lucius, to be very blunt about it, and then Appling could have moved in on a different pace than he is now. But what he has going for him is a phenomenal athlete, and he's from Detroit and he's got great toughness. Kid's tougher than nails, and so nothing really rattles him. It's just the skill that has to come with going from a scorer, a guy that scored 46 points in his state championship game, to now a guy that has to do both. And he has to do both for us. And to add one more problem, I think he is one of the best defensive players in this league. As a freshman, he was probably our best defensive player. And that tells you a little bit about Keith. So I think Keith Appling's going to make giant strides, but I think we made it a little harder on him, changing positions, even though it's a guard's a guard. But he'll adjust. He's worked on it hard, and I think he'll do a great job for us. And he'll still play some, too, when I play Trice at the point.
Front right.
Come on, Brett. Boy, I see what happens when you get over to the Big Ten here. He was my manager. He used to sprint to things. Now he's jogging. What the hell's going on?
Tom, is it accurate to say that you maybe enjoy seasons like this where all the pieces aren't put together beforehand?
Hell no. Who are you kidding?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding you. You know what? I said once in a while it's good it's a back to reality check. I think last season we knew we didn't do the things we needed to do, and I should be held accountable for that. And yet, when the bad seasons are still winning 19 games, playing a tough schedule, and getting the NCAA tournament, it's not all bad. I don't enjoy the underdog role because I think our program's to the point where you don't want to be there. But I'm enjoying the challenge of realizing we lost a lot. The Delvon thing, really set us back too, because he was an experienced guy. He was a great defender. But I love the enthusiasm with this team. I like how hard we're playing. And I am looking for, Drew Neitzel's year with Travis Walton. We had a little bit of a year like that, and everybody thought we'd fall off the face of the earth, and we didn't. I think this team has more talent. It's just a little more inexperience. And we'll see which is worth more talent or experience. And I think this team will grow as long as we handle things, with that schedule. I think with conference realignment, I think my AD thought we're moving to the ACC because we play Carolina, Duke, and then we play Florida State, the three top teams in the ACC in the challenge. And then we go visit Judd out in Gonzaga. So if you think those first three are going to be miserable, how would you like the have to play Gonzaga out there with Judd Heathcote sitting right behind my bench. It's going to be a test in itself. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I don't want anybody to think I'm enjoying being an underdog, because I'm not. But I do think when you have to reevaluate once in a while, I think it's healthy. I think it's good for you. So as I said last year, in a masochistic way, I am going to enjoy this battle and see where we can take this team. Yes.
Coach, I want to ask about the Aircraft Carrier Classic playing North Carolina there, how that all kind of came about, and the statement it makes playing that game on Veterans Day, and kind of strikes me as the same thing as the NHL started playing outdoor games and these kind of things, just a unique, one-of-a-kind type thing.
Yeah, the uniqueness about that, the NFL didn't start that. It was Michigan State, Mark Hollis, that started that when they played Michigan about 9 years ago in Spartan Stadium, and then the NHL has picked up on that. And you know, we had a chance to play Kentucky when Tubby was there in the Final Four in Ford Field. I mean, we played him in Ford Field, now the Final Fours. So my idea is innovative. Mark Hollis is an innovative guy. I came back from Kuwait. I took 2 trips over there to coach our troops. One, Tubby was with me, and when I came back, I told him it was a life-changing experience for me. I mean, father was in the military, but I never, ever experienced those 2 weeks, suspending it in the barracks with the troops. And he said, we got to do something. And first thing would be find the guy with the phone ringing, right? But we decided, you know, let's play a game somewhere. And my AD, you know, has had me rappel down from the ceiling on Midnight Madness. The guy's insane, and he's had me do some bizarre things. So he talked about playing a game on an aircraft carrier. We tried to do it in Jacksonville, Florida, I think around 2005, and it just fell through because of the war, really. And when this thing came to fruition this year, it's exciting. And then when you think about it for our veterans and to bring something to the light, you know, when we were over in Kuwait, we talked to the troops, you know, what can we do for you? And it was always just send the word that we're fighting for all of you back home. And I don't think we appreciate that enough. There's always controversy on why we're in wars or what we're doing, and I understand that controversy, but still the guys doing the battle, you know, they don't get to choose. And so bringing some light to that, and it just happens to be on the ship, the Vincent, and, you know, the drama keeps going, and, you know, Magic's going to be there, the president's going to be there, and unfortunately those 3 guys that were supposed to leave last year from Carolina are going to be there. So it's going to be one hell of a deal, and we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.